Hello readers, welcome to Books with Sakshi. I heartily welcome you all to my channel. If you are interested in books, then make sure you are subscribed to my channel because I upload regular bookish videos on my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to talk about a very hyped book, and from the title and the thumbnail you already know, and the book is It Ends With Us. It Ends With Us is a book that is all over Instagram, all over TikTok. I don't use TikTok, but I just know that, this book is just everywhere and everyone talks about it. Everyone almost knows about it. So this is very hyped. And so I listened to the audiobook of this book on Audible and I really loved it. But I would also like to say that I liked it in parts only because there were few things that were not according to my liking. So others might have liked this book for those things, while others may not have liked just like me. So I'm going to discuss on that. And this story is about Lily, about Atlas, about Ryle, and what they have been through, and how their childhood was, and how actually their childhood determined their present and their future. So I'm not going to dive much into the story, like what this is about, because I already believe everyone almost knows about it. It has romance in it, it has love story, friendship, and all those good things in it. So I'm not going to discuss that aspect of it, but what I would really like to talk about is a theme that is not so common in romance books, and theme is domestic violence. And I really liked how the author has dealt with it. So I've actually seen a lot of people disagreeing with the fact that this is a romance book, but I would say this definitely is a romance book. But romance is not just the center of the story, but it is just one of the elements of this book. While this book also focuses on intense themes like abuse and domestic violence, and how women especially are coming out of this. And this was my very first Colleen Hoover, and this is like a most hyped book, so I decided to start with this book only. And I really liked her writing style, even though as I was listening to the audiobook, you can still feel whether the writing style is good or it is bad. So the writing style is really good. It's engaging, I would say. It is interesting, and she just makes you laugh at places where it should be fun, and she makes you emotional wherever it is needed. And she definitely just heats up the whole environment with her steamy scenes in the book. So she definitely knows how to keep her readers hooked in the story throughout. Now I really enjoyed as in I really was engaged in parts where the author discusses about abuse and domestic violence in some form or the other form. And those scenes were particularly something that hit me at the right place, and they were very emotional, they were very intense, and they definitely shifts your mood to something else. So those were the particular scenes that I really liked in the book, and more so I liked the writing style of the author for those particular scenes. Because I feel it can also be because of the reason I mostly prefer reading intense books, and all those genre that are emotional and sensitive rather than rom-coms. So this is also like sort of a rom-com because it has romance plus comedy, but there's not so much of comedy. But yes, you can expect it in some parts. What I now feel is that the book could be a bit less steamy, because I feel this is just one of those elements with which Colleen Hoover writes. I'm not generalizing all of her books over here because I really cannot do that, since I have only read two of her books so far. One is this It Ends With Us, and second being Verity, which is a thriller. So in both the books, one element I would like to say is common is steamy scenes or erotic scenes to a much higher extent. So I'm not saying that I do not enjoy these kind of scenes, but it has certain limit. So maybe this is what I prefer. So I feel that those scenes, those steamy scenes could be reduced to some amount, and the author could focus more and more on the emotional turmoil and how the characters are feeling. Obviously all those things are there, but more focus could be done on those aspects rather than making this whole thing very steamy and erotic, I feel so. Because I like the characters. I definitely like the character of Lily and Atlas. And also now there is sequel to it coming. I don't know when, but maybe in this year only it's coming, and it's going to be Atlas's story. And so Atlas's character is something even I found good. But overall I would just say for all the characters, just steamy scenes could be reduced and the focus could be, more on the sensitive theme of it. But anyway, I guess that's how just Colin Hoover writes, because in Verity, which is actually a thriller, um thrillers should be like thrilling, but still even in that book there are like a lot of erotic scenes. So I just don't know, like in romance then it becomes like very evident that okay, it has to be there if it's in the thriller. So I don't know, like if you have read, other than these two books, any other book by Colin Hoover, if you have read, do let me know what do you think about this, because I enjoy such scenes, but it should be limited. It should not, cover like 50% of the book, according to me. Like this is just approx what I'm saying, but still you get me right. Okay, but apart from that, if you are just okay with erotic scenes, first of all, strictly it is 16 plus. So if you're below that age, do not read it. Do not read it. I would advise 18 plus, but 16 plus is also fine, I suppose. And so if you're comfortable with all these things which I mentioned, then definitely go ahead, because I feel that it talks about a very important issue, which is domestic violence, and how usually women remain silent and they do not come out of this cycle. So that is something very significant, and you should definitely be reading it. I really loved it. I did not hate this book. I'm not saying that at all, but it's just that some parts just did not work for me, while some did work for me. So that is what I had to say about this book. So do try to visit this book and read it if you want. And if you have already read this book, do let me know what you think about it. I would love to know your opinion about the same book. And that is it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel if you're new to it. I'll see you in the upcoming videos. Until next time, take care, keep reading.